All right. Are we on, Herschel? There we go. Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the night show of Let's Go Fishing. Bill, good to have you and Mike with me.
Always good to be here, son.
Yes, sir.
Old Mike here, old buddy.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a guest behind the camera tonight, folks. Dan Nykirk came over and wanted to visit with us a little bit and talk to Bill, and it's good to have Dan over here with us. Local fisherman, local hunter. Don't know, Dan, he was pretty famous a few weeks ago, killed a deer right here, local Bill, and I don't know how you rate them things, but it's rated pretty high.
Big, and I read a little bit about it. Yeah, that was a big one, Dan. It really was.
Yeah. So we're glad to have Dan over here, and he's really wanting some fishing tips, ain't he, Bill?
I think that's what he's wanting. With this crew, I don't know where we can get him.
I don't know either. We may have to call somebody in to help us. But it's good to have Dan here with us, and glad he stopped by. He's been to Colorado, killed a big elk out there, and we're tickled to death for him. Bill, I hope he takes hunting up and leaves this fishing to us, don't you?
I tell you, if he killed that big elk out there in Colorado, I hope he still got some of the meat left for man. I sure do love that meat.
I heard that, buddy. I heard that. Dan's a good fisherman, and glad he's back and safely anyway. And
another thing he does, he goes way back. He's asked me some questions here tonight. I told him he was wanting to know about the Atomic Bass Club. Well, I gave him the 5 people that started the Atomic Bass Club back yonder in the late 60s. It was right along 69 or 70 there, right after Ray Scott organized BASS, and Chattanooga was the first bass club there, and we had Shirley Gardenhauer and old Sharp come up here and tell us what we had to do, and so we organized the Atomic Bass Club. We was the second affiliated bass club under BASS at that time. Chattanooga was first.
Yeah, it beaches by a few days or less than a week, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember the deal, Bill. That's exactly right. And was a good thing to get started off. I'll tell you that right now. Folks, we got some. I want to say hello to Dad for sure. Dad, don't rest easy. Mike's over here with me. He won't be bothering you. Want to say hello to Polly. And like I said, welcome, Dan. Glad you're here with us. All right. Folks, we got some little bit of night fishing on Norse. I know you think, well, why does he keep going up there? Well, it's kind of in my blood, Bill. And I just want to figure them out. I'm not satisfied with what we're doing yet.
That's the same way with me here, Steve. Like we said, we go a long ways back on Norris.
Yes, sir.
I've been fishing it ever since it's backed up there myself. But me and your dad, we fished there, and you boys went with us and everything. Yep. So you all know as much about the lake as I do, and we've had some good times up there. So we're just trying to figure them out, and make them whole where they're at.
That's right. That's exactly right. So anyway, we've got about 4.5 minutes of some night fishing on Norse, and then we're going to come back and talk about the baits and what went wrong and what we didn't do right and that kind of thing. And then later on, we've got Mike down there catching them crappie again. So
and tell them how we lose one.
How we lose the fish.
We got the baits, but we lose them on them big old.
That's what made me so sick right there. I wouldn't have cared if the fish had got off, but when he took my bait, I was really sick. So anyway, Herschel, if you want to show us that film, be good. All right, folks. Mike and I are up here on North Friday night. There we go. Right at getting dark, and let's see if I can find him. Yeah, right there he is. Yeah. All right. Got about a 3/4 moon, I guess. Half 3/4. Lake's pretty calm. Looks great. So we're going to get out here and see if we can find these smallmouth here tonight and get us some film and hopefully have a good little trip here. We're not going to get to stay real late, but we're going to give them a try. Remember the sponsors, folks. Can't do it without them, and let's go fishing. Well, for some reason or another, it wasn't recording. All right, folks. I don't think I got Mike's first fish on the camera, but I got that one right there. Pretty nice little fish, Mike.
Yes.
Watch that hook. All right. That's the second fish in about a dozen casts. He's fat and healthy, ain't he, Mike?
Nice one, dude.
All right, let's get him back and get you another one there, bud. Okay, folks, looks like things may be happening here. Folks, Mike got another one on here. Attaboy, Mike. All right. All right, he's got me down here 3-0. I ain't had the first pack yet. Mike, you ain't holding. Whoa. That's a quick release. All right, there you go, Mike. That's another good little fish right there. He ain't a giant, but he sure is healthy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got me down 3-0. I hadn't had a bite.
All right, Steve's got one on here.
Just get him in, Mike.
Yeah. See what we got here. There he is. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Boom, yeah, bud.
He's hopping around quite a bit.
Around, too. Oh, you don't want me to touch him.
No.
Yeah, tight lip, too. You don't want to tell what they're biting, Mike.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I hooked him just good, too, right between the nose.
Yeah.
All right.
Good little fish. Just stay after him. Maybe we can figure something out here.
All right, Mike got another fish on back there. And that very next cast after I got that one I had. Okay, Mike. Looks like he's crazy. He hit purple and purple, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, get another. All right, folks, there's the first fish I've got in the boat this afternoon. And I've missed one big fish and two more nice ones like this one. And finally got that one in the boat there. We'll get him back in the water there and see if we can get another. All right, folks, there's the second fish I've got in the boat. Pretty nice fish right there. Dang, I had a big fish on there a minute ago and broke my line, me trying to throw him up in the boat. He was a dandy. So we're going to stay at him for another hour or so and got to go to work in the morning. All right, back in the water. All right, folks, I've got something big on here. He's done run out to the middle. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. We're going to try to see if we can get him in here and see what's going on. All right, there he is. That's just what I thought it was. Oh, Lord. He's not great big, but boy, he sure made a run. I can get him on camera here. Yeah, there he is. All right, let me get that thing off there and see if I can get back to this smallmouth fish. All right. All right, folks, we're back, and yeah, there we go, Herschel. Now we got us. We're trying to dig through some baits here. Bill, that's them right there, Mike, I think, in them plastic bag there, yeah. We're just discussing the bait situation up there. I was by myself there Sunday night, and Mike and I were up there there on Friday night, Bill. Yeah. And we talking with Dan here about how deep they were. We turned right around. The first 3 or 4 fish Mike caught was about there. We sat in the boat in 32 foot of water, and then went right over there. After we left that place, went over in Big Ridge Holler, and I bet I caught one wasn't in 10 foot water.
Yeah, this is the transition period there, Steve, and the water's cooler in some places than it is others.
Yeah.
And where it is cooler than it is other places, well, they'll be moving up. They'll be moving up our 10, 12, 14 foot of water.
Yes, sir.
And you get in other places, they might still be down there 25, 26, 27 feet.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty evident there Friday night for sure, because we caught, like I said, when we first started there, about 30, had the boat in 32 foot of water, and their bites were right at the boat, and then moved in there and hit another place or two and caught a couple in there in 10, 12 foot of water.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So the key to it, I think, old Bill, is right now, like you said, well, I agree, we're 110%. We're in a transition period. The water's cooling off. The bait fish are schooling up.
They're moving too. The bait fish is moving.
Yeah, and so you got that. You know, it's just they just feed up. They're everything's feeding up for the winter.
Yes, sir.
And
you better be careful about you be out there on that main channel fishing, and won't be a bait out there. Them baits will go all the way back in them hollers there if you ain't careful on you.
yeah,
And this is going to be the time that they're going to do it. Right now, I've heard some reports on Dale Hollow. In fact, about Max called me tonight, and he just come back up from over. He didn't get to do any fishing, but he checked on a couple of fellas that was fishing, and they're fishing back in the creeks now. The baits moved back in the creeks over there. So.
yeah. Well, that's that. The fish are going to go, Bill, where the bait's at.
That's right.
They, you know, they're just like me and you. We're going to go where the food's at. Eh?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you can tell about that about me. That's for sure.
Yeah. So them fish, they're smarter than we think they are. They're going to get in there where that food's at too.
Right.
And that's an evident fact. Mike, hand me the jig. I ever talk about her baits there.
That's a good little jig
Yeah.
right there.
Right. You know, this black jig right here is an old standby, Bill, and you know that from way back, and it's always been a standby for me. When they won't hit that, they won't hit nothing.
They won't hit nothing. There's another good jig right there.
Yeah, and this is bucktail, and I caught a few fish on it up there the other night, and Mike, that good fish that I caught on that fly right there, or one like it, we didn't get in on camera. Won't know what happened. The one I caught on Snag Island up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on the film. I was looking at it, I was looking for it, but he wasn't on there. But anyway, that's all right. We know we got him and turned him back loose. But that's a good fly right there. And right here's another bait that we've caught a lot of fish on up there in the last few weeks, or this summer. And as you probably can't tell it, but it's got a lot of orange in it. Or not a lot, but it's a green. It's we call multicolor. There's 3 different colors there. You got the watermelon and the black spots, and the green with the orange in the back of it, Bill. And that's been a pretty good bait this year.
Hey, it's been a dandy over at Dale Hollow. That we caught a lot of fish on that thing over at the holler.
Yeah, and so that's been a deal. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't care to tell you, we're gonna be up there Friday night, ain't we, Bill?
That's right. That's exactly right.
If you're gonna catch them smallmouth up there right between now and the next full moon, ought to be.
I can't wait to get on this next full moon. It's going to come up here in November, about the middle of November, 14th, 15th, somewhere along there.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Or either the following week, somebody will call in here and tell us when the November full moon is. It's kind of right before Thanksgiving, I think, but I'm not for sure. But anyway, Bill, I'll tell you something. What happens up there this time of year, them bright colors kind of take over.
Sure do. Especially under that moon.
Under that moon, fish that jig right there with a solid orange chunk on it. Take a yellow jig, wouldn't bother me a bit. Throw yellow and white, yellow and chartreuse, and chartreuse and orange. It's a given fact. We've caught a lot of fish on. So
you caught some fish up there the other night on spinnerbait when that wind was high.
Yeah, I did.
And that's the time that you're gonna catch them fish on that spinnerbait. But when that wind's a blowing like it is, and it was blowing pretty dadgum stout there.
It was pretty stout there Sunday night when I was up there, and I knew I had to get up for work the next morning, so I quit about 12 and come home, and but it did. The wind was blowing pretty hard, and but you know, they hit that spinnerbait. I missed 2 big fish. I mean, dandies. One of them jumped off about 20 foot of the boat, and the other one broke my line when I was trying to throw him up in the boat. And like I said a minute ago, I didn't mind losing the fish, but I definitely didn't want him to lose him with that bait in his mouth.
That's right. We're going to get him a net, ain't we, tonight?
So I wanted to get him on camera real bad. I kept thinking, man, that's a good one. I want to get it on film here. And I got him out to next to the boat, and he's just laying right there, and I thought I'd throw him up over the side of the boat. Well, when I got him up out of the water, I broke my line, and he was gone. So, but he was a nice fish. I sure wanted to see him and see what he looked like, because he might have been bigger than the one I've got on the wall, which I wasn't going to mount him or nothing, but I sure would like to see him what he weighed.
That's right. Just see him anyway.
See him anyway, yeah.
That's what I want to do. I don't care about after I see him and everything and look at him real good. He can go back in the water for another fight another time.
That's right, exactly right. But folks, the moon is on the downside. I will tell you this: it wouldn't bother me a bit to throw a black spinnerbait with an orange chunk and a heartbeat, Bill.
Be all right, old buddy.
Yes, sir. But you know, I started out up there the other night throwing a brown spinnerbait with a little bit of orange in the back of it and a gold blade with a dang brown chunk on it. And within, I took a couple of fish, missed a couple of fish on it, and so I changed up. I put the orange chunk on it, and that's when I missed the second big fish. Hello, caller.
Hey, it's your sister.
Surely not.
Calendar. The moon for November is Wednesday the 25th, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for calling, Vic.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
All right. There we go, Bill. The day before Thanksgiving. That's a good time.
That's when I caught my big fish, on the night of the 23rd of November.
Yeah, that's perfect timing. But we'll, you know, so like I said, darker the night, darker the bait, and but black's always a good color. Just got to dress him up a little bit.
Can't hardly beat it.
All right, moving right along. Mike, you got anything to add? You've been pretty quiet.
No, first ones we caught up our Friday night. I was catching them out on the Texas rig crawler. It don't necessarily have to be a fly or spinnerbait to catch them. You might fish a worm, catch them. Carolina rig, you might throw that. There's a lot of different baits you can try.
All these creature baits on that there.
Yes, sir.
Texas rig,
Texas rig is going to work pretty good right now too, son.
Yes, sir. That's what we throwing that brush hog looking bait there. And, caught 3, missed 2 right there off that one spot.
Yeah.
And, just have to swap colors and keep fooling around with them. You find something that they want. Once you find it, man, it's
stay in there with them.
Stay in there with them.
Yeah, and you know, hey, don't forget your watermelon either.
No, buddy, for sure.
Yeah, that right there, a watermelon jig with a little orange trailer on it be awful good, Bill.
Yeah, sure would, son. Yeah.
So don't forget that. But anyway, I guess we've covered that pretty good. Herschel, we ready to go with the crappie fishing? That sounds like a plan. We can definitely talk for 3 or 4 minutes. Herschel, it's going to be hard to get me to hush.
You know, last week they called in wanting to know what to catch them crappie on, and I told them, I said, the best I know is to go down there and watch for and get them minnows and put them in them brush piles out there, 18, 20 feet, and catch them crappie. And I went back down there Sunday to try them out, and They was there.
They was there. Son, old Mike been catching some of the best crappie I've ever seen. I almost was going to go home with him after the show here. He had a big bag set out there for me. He was going to bring to me, and he forgot them. I said, you better put them back in the freezer when you get home. I really want them crappie.
Yes, sir. He told me, he said, "Dadgummit, I forgot Bill's crappie." All right. Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Bill.
Hello there, buddy.
Bill, Mike.
Yeah.
You're talking crappie there a while ago. I heard they had a crappie tournament here about a couple of weeks ago.
Where at, and I hadn't heard anything about it, and I hate I missed it.
Well, I just heard that they called a record number of crappie, and I was just wondering if y'all had heard anything about it.
I hadn't heard a thing about it. Was it on Watch Bar?
Supposedly, yes.
Well, I hadn't heard that. Dang, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that, Bill. Ain't you?
Yeah, I show him too, buddy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we've been saying all along we wish they'd get this crappie trail going.
Yeah. Some of the best crappie I've ever seen was a crappie tournament that they had on Watts Bar a few years ago, and this fella had a board across the back of his boat, and he had about 6 or 7 rods and reels, and they were pointed different ways and come in there. Man, he had some of the best crappie I've ever seen, and I know they're there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. Mike's just showing us that anyway.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, I hate I missed that about the crappie tournament. I usually check my computer and check around with people and see what's going on, but I hadn't heard anything about the crappie tournament.
Well, I heard a pretty good story, and I won't repeat the weight that I heard come in third place, but I couldn't hardly believe it. That's the reason I was sort of calling in to see if you boys had heard it. I had heard. Now I'm gonna say it. I'll say this. I had heard that third place, 7 fish weighed 14 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah. That's a little over 2 pound average right there.
That's crappie.
Yeah. Well, wait till you see what old Mike's got on the film here, and you'll see what's going on down there. He I don't know.
Some of the best crappie I've seen come out of Watts Bar in a long time. This fella right here has been catching them. They've been some Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. So, you know what, yeah, you take a crappie down there right now, 15, 16 inches long, he's going to weigh 2 pounds or better.
Yes, sir.
Sure is.
Well, maybe it wasn't just a fish story, but I never could find how much it took to win the tournament. But I did hear third place because a buddy of mine was supposed to have been given 7 fish, and they weighed 14 pounds, and the guy supposedly come in third place.
Yeah.
So that means they was better fish than that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe somebody will call in and tell us what first place was.
All right, we got somebody calling now. Hopefully they can tell us what went on.
Sounds good.
Hey, good to hear from you, man.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye, bud. Hello.
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you, I went last night down there from about 4:30 to 6:30. Me and a friend of mine, we had 8 weight. Not weight, we had 8 over 14 inches long.
Shucks, Tiny, that sounds good. I mean,
It's on main channels for like Mike's talking about that brush.
Yeah.
Can you get us a number on that crappie tournament so when they have another, I might fish in it?
I don't know. I'm going to have to get you and Mike hooked up. I'm going to put up the money and get all the winnings.
I want to go with Mike sometime.
Well, I don't know. We need to ask around and see who's putting this thing on. Man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, right now's the time. You know that. You guys know that. Heck, but I haven't heard a thing about it. And I hope somebody that knows can call in here and tell us where they held it at, if it's just going to be a one-shot deal or they might have some kind of tournament trail going.
All right, thank you.
All right, Tiny, good to hear from you. That sounds like you done pretty good yesterday. I'll tell you what you and Mike need to do is if there's not a trail, you need to start one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we can, scales ain't no problem. Just say, hey, we're going to have one second week of November or whatever, and go get started at it.
Yeah.
That mean you're going to do it?
I'll see you later.
All right, man. Good to hear from you. See you, bud. Well, there you go. Herschel, show us that film, would you?
Okay, folks. I finally got my first crappie. It took me a while to get on the brush pile I needed to, but once I did, I got a good crappie out of it. So hang with us and we'll see if we can get a mess of them today. Okay, folks, there's my second crappie. That's a nice one too. That little old stump and piece of brush on it or something right here, about 18, 20 foot deep. There's some nice crappie on it. Hang with us and we'll see if we can catch some more. Steve says, remember the sponsors. Can't do it without them. We'll get back after them. Alright, folks, there's number 3. Took me a little while to get back on them here. I don't know what's going on, but plenty of minnows down there. And, just have to keep drowning these minnows in there amongst them. Try to find some of them crappie in that treetop. We can stay after them. Alright, let's see what we got here. There you go. Another good crappie. Can't beat that. Get after them, see if we can get some more. Alright, folks. Managed to get another one there. Wish Steve and Brad was down here with me or Bill won. I'd let them catch one or two and see how fun it is. That's 2, 4, that makes number 5. We're going to stay after it. We catch them, even if we do get a limit. We keep catching them just to have fun. Hang with us. We'll see what we can do with them. looking for it, folks. It's growling at me. I'm watching my depth finder up here, holding myself 18, 19 foot deep, working along this ledge right here, hitting that brush, getting them to bite. That last one wasn't what I wanted, but he wanted that minnow too. We'll keep after them here and see if we can find another one or two. Folks, I'm up here at Thief Neck, and them big rockfish is breaking everywhere here. I know better than to do it, but I'm going to tie a top water plug on and throw at them a lick or two. It'll probably take me the rest of the night to get one of them in, but I'm going to try one of them on this top water plug and see what happens. So hang with us, and maybe we'll get home before midnight. Got a little one anyway. Up in here. Yeah, we got a little one. Good. We'll throw him back. Alright, folks, I got another one. I don't know what it is, but I think it's a rockfish. Had one blow up on the top water and started throwing this crankbait. Oh, look here. My goodness. Yeah, what a strike. Whew. My goodness. He's almost as big as a rockfish. Go. Listen to that. Yes, sir. That's a nice stripe right there. There's one more for the frying pan. Stay after them here. Maybe we can get a couple more before dark. Sure wish Steve and Brad was here with me. Okay, folks. There's one more for the frying pan. Got one minnow left, so we're going to put him down there and see what he'll do. Okay, folks. There's a live well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think got 12 in there. That's going to be a pretty good mess of crappie to eat. And too bad Steve, I don't think I'll invite him down to eat them crappie. Him or Brad, either one, since they didn't help me catch them. So you fellas take it easy and be sure to tune in to the show, and we'll see you next time.
Mike, there he goes, Bill. He's
showing out again.
Yeah, showing out again. Yeah, that gummit. Yes, knowing good and well, he had that bag of fillets there for you, and we pulled in out there, and he said, "Dadgummit, I forgot them fish for Bill." I said, "Well, you can give them to him tomorrow night."
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes, sir, buddy. I'm looking forward to having me a good mess of them crappie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you. Me and you are going to go
yeah.
crappie fishing now.
Yeah, this weather fires up there next week. You and Mike make a couple of days of that crappie fish.
That's exactly right.
Yes, sir. Mike, give us some what you was doing there. Fill us in.
Nothing different than what I was talking about last week on the show there. I just went down to Rockwood and went out and started going around some of them places that had found last year, the year before, where I know there was some brush structure, out there, 18, 20 foot deep, and kept pulling around till I get over top of it and dropping my minnows down in it, and the crappie was still there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I fished 3 different brush piles. And ended up
caught all of them.
Caught all of them out of 3 different brush piles.
But it was good too, son. They sure were.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was some nice crappie.
Yes, sir.
You clean one, that's about all you could eat was that one.
Yeah.
It's 2 big slabs of meat,
I can't wait to try.
Mm-hmm. I ended up with 11's all I had, but
yeah.
I thought I had 12, but it was just 11 in there. But, yeah, there was some good crappie, and I'm sure that there's some people catching some up shallow, and I'm sure you could probably go out deeper and catch some too. But, I've been doing pretty good around that 18, 20 foot deep. And, a couple of brush piles that I tried that was kind of on the channel. I didn't get nothing out of them. All 3 of these that I caught the fish out of was off the channel just a little bit.
18 to 20 feet.
18, 20 feet deep.
Yeah. But, this is the time of year, them fish, they could be anywhere, really. Right now, them fish could be out there 18, 20 feet, soon be in there 10 or 12 feet.
Yeah. Usually when they start going back shallow, they start getting suspended out in the middle, and a lot of people start catching them trolling then. So far, I don't know. I ain't seen nobody catching any trolling. They may be. They get on back, in the real shallow water, they'll pull back in there in that 5, 10 foot of water. And a lot of them catch them casting off the banks and stuff,
Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good handle on them, Mike. I'll fill everybody in. Mike's depth finder, is what was it? The 10 or 8? Was it?
8, yeah.
Yeah. His depth finder went out there last week or week before last, and he's waiting on his other one to get back here in the mail. So he's going off of memory when he's behind the steering wheel, and then gets up on the front of the boat while he gets in there on his brush piles and finds them. So, but I'll tell you, folks, this electronics bill is just awesome.
It is. It sure is. Well, you can tell that by these big boys that's fishing these big time tournaments. Hey, they don't even go fishing. They go out there looking.
That's exactly
with that electronic stuff. They go out there looking, and when they find them, they catch them.
Yeah.
And they don't go fishing no more. They go looking.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what Brad Knight was telling us over here the other week when he was over here, that he had 4 depth finders on his boat and had scanning out to the sides and down and everything. So he'd spend the biggest part of the day just looking.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is TED Lamprey.
Go ahead. Good to hear from you.
Uncle Mike needs one of them depth finders. I still have one of them limited edition 15-foot cane posts.
Right. Well, okay. Well,
autograph too.
Is the transducer with that depth finder? Hey.
It's sensitive. You can't bounce it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's good to hear from you this week. I don't know why you didn't call us last week. We was looking for you.
Well, I was in timeout.
Oh, okay.
Time out.
Time out. Well, I'm glad you got out of that.
Yeah, you know how these females are.
Right. Yeah.
You know your friend there that's wanting to know about the fishing report that elk hunts.
Yeah, the crappie tournament that was held a week or so ago. Yeah.
No. The one that you said went to Colorado for
Oh,
elk
yeah.
hunt.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what y'all... yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants a fishing report there, tell him just don't cast toward the trees.
Okay, all right, 10-4. So in other words, fish on the other side of the boat.
Right, you got to throw back toward the water.
There you go, man. I'll pass that along to him, yeah.
And Uncle Mike now, you know, when he said he had them crappie for Uncle Bill,
Yeah,
did you see his mouth moving?
yeah, right.
He was lying.
Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, well, anyway.
Yeah, I was going to throw something at you here. I think they need to increase the size limit on crappie.
Well, you know what? That may be something that comes up. If you'll remember back, I think it was in the 80s, when the big, everybody and his brother was catching crappie on what mark?
Big
50
time.
fish
Big
limit
time.
then.
Yeah,
50 fish limit
Yeah,
then.
50, yeah. So now, you know, you may have a good point. If you get to this East Tennessee Sportsmen's Association meeting next Tuesday in Harriman and be with us down there, we can get them guys over there at TWRA and let's bump it up to 11 inches, 12 inches.
Well, I sort of get lost out of Claxton.
Well, we'll send a taxi to get you.
And another thing, that buddy there, elk hunting, he doesn't need to go to Colorado. You know, good daggone well, we had one down here at Claxton not long ago.
Yeah.
Looked
Yeah.
like a daggone Clydesdale horse.
Yeah, hey, you know, I think he's just trying to break his vehicle in or something.
Yeah, either there or a free ride on an airplane.
Yeah, might have been. I'm gonna pass all that information along to him. Tell him what you said.
Well, you know, I ain't got much longer to go in here in my time limit.
Yes, sir.
Cause I am going to have to go
All right.
on account of my daggone TV dinner's ready.
Yeah, right. All right, man. Go eat your dinner. Appreciate you calling us. See you, bud.
As they say in the other way, toodaloo.
All right, bud. See you. Okay. Good to hear from him there. But anyway, he may have a point, Bill. We may have to increase that size limit a little bit. There ain't nothing wrong with protecting them.
There ain't a thing in the world for wrong protecting them. I like Billy Westmoreland. I could care if they raise the size limit on smallmouth to 25 inches and catch one over 25 and one under 16 and turn the rest of them loose.
Yeah, I hear you. That's
That's the way that's the only way you're ever going to have the fish.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bill, for sure. But yeah, really, that was one of the things I wanted to mention tonight, folks. Herschel, we may not get to do the commercials to the last thing. If you tell your neighbors and your friends about the fishing show, I'm still running into people that don't even know we've got one, and we've been on 3 years in February, Bill.
I just told a man today about our fish, about the fishing show, son. I really did. He never knew it himself.
Yeah. So I did a guy today myself, and usually 2 or 3 more. But anyway, get the word out about the fishing show. We get more people calling in. We get more fishing reports, and then this everything like that. And So help us out. You know, if you're watching the show and if your neighbor doesn't know what's going on, help us out. Especially if they're, you know, a fisherman or sportsman of any kind or what have you.
We know too many people that's on the lake, even ourselves. We're on the lake as much as possible, and we know a lot of people that's on the lake, and we have the up-to-date fishing reports, what they're doing, what they're biting, how deep they are, and all of that. And,
right.
And that's the only way you're going to learn is to listen to it on the fishing report.
That's right. And you know, Bill, exactly right. And in these tournaments, if you've got a tournament going on, don't be afraid to call over here and let us all know about it.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't care if you're calling in and saying, hey, I got or know of a tournament or got one going on here some places, because I get flyers from several of the you know, like the Tennessee Bass Trail and Heartland Series and on and on and on. The Blue Ridge Bassmasters over here in Oak Ridge, I got their schedule. So yeah, if you know of one going on, just give us a buzz. We'd like to pass it on.
That goes for crappie tournaments, catfish tournaments, whatever it is. We want to know about it.
That's exactly right, for sure. So do that.
Anybody that interested in them catching them rockfish,
there you go,
go
Mike.
down there at Thief Neck on the lower side, going back up toward Rockwood. Them son of a guns, they was tearing that water all to pieces down there.
And them was good ones too, son.
Oh Lord, I mean tell you, there's monstrous rockfish out there jumping. And the fellers I talked to said they was catching them on a little old bandit crankbait, orange and chartreuse looking thing. And I had old 2 whoppers on that top water that got off, so you know they some monstrous rockfish down there if anybody's interested in catching them.
Yeah. All right. Hello, caller.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Mike. Hello, Bill.
What you say here, old buddy?
Guys, have y'all missed me at all?
Yes, sir. Where have you been?
Well, college football is taking a little bit of second place here.
Damn.
I've been watching your film, and then I've gone off to college football.
Yeah, okay.
So I've watched the fishing film, but I've just missed you the last 2 or 3 weeks because I had Country Hams bet on the college football games. And I'm running out of Country Hams rapidly.
Yeah, I hear you. It's good to hear from you, Mike.
Well, you are catching fish, so that's what counts. Mike's catching those big old slab crappie.
But he sure is there, Mike. He catches some of the best ones I've seen in a long time.
You know, it'd be interesting to see if there really was a crappie tournament that went on that nobody knew about, to see if that's true about third place. 7 crappie weighed 14 pounds. It just makes you wonder what first and second place was.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what we was talking about. If that 14 pound was 7 fish, I wonder what the first and second place was.
That's right. Now, you know what happens, though, when these guys at work, especially there in the plants in Oak Ridge and other plants, too, somebody will start a rumor, and before that day is out, it's all over the plants. And that doesn't necessarily mean that there was even a crappie tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. I hear you. Yeah.
Especially since nobody heard of it.
Right.
We'd really like to know if there was one, really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're interested in these.
A watch bar, that's good for the economy and get people, coming down to watch bars, we need to find out if that's true or not.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
I'll ask around tomorrow and see if I can find out and try to have an answer next week.
Okay, Steve, I'm going to have a little prayer meeting with you right now. I'm not going to say a word.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to say anything. But, buddy, you're disappointing me big time. You understand?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
My goodness.
Yeah, I know. I'll call you tomorrow sometime.
Now, what you want to lie to me live here on TV for?
No, I'm going to give you a phone call tomorrow, but I'm not going to give you that address, but I definitely want to call you.
Okay, pal.
All right.
Hey, but look here, if my cell doesn't ring all the time down here,
I know.
Don't answer it. Leave me a message, and I'll call you back.
That sounds like a plan. I'll give you a buzz after dinner tomorrow.
Y'all beat all I've ever seen, buddy.
It wasn't because I didn't want to call you. It's just because I know what you wanted when I called, and that's why I didn't call you.
Okay, guys.
See you, buddy.
Joe, I'm going to get back my college football. Got to see if I win a country am or not.
All right, man. Good to hear from you.
See you now.
Bye, buddy. All right. Sounds good. Folks, I hope you heard what Mike said there about the rockfish, Bill. Them breaking down there around Thief Neck and thick as hair on a dog's back.
There ain't nothing any better than catching them that dadgum rockfish. They fight like you wouldn't believe, and they gonna fight right up to they ain't not gonna give up.
I agree with you, man. They're just, they sound like a bunch of hogs a wallering, don't they?
That's right.
All right, quick, I'll make a couple announcements here. Do remember the East Tennessee Sportsmen's Association's meeting is next Tuesday night at the Roan Street Grill in Harriman, folks. And pass that word along, try to get us some new members. If you're coming to the meeting, bring somebody new. Bill, and we get a big membership if we want to, try to do something with this size limit. We got some people to help us.
That's right.
That's
exactly right.
That's the whole purpose. So remember that photo of the month. Hadn't got one for this month, and actually the month's over with. So I hate to have to give Mike a shirt, Bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. But next week I hope to be at one of my sponsors' places like we was the other day at Citizens First. And remember the sponsors, folks. Patronize them as much as possible. Thank them for sponsoring the show, and let them know whether you like it or whether you don't like it, but let them know, that you're watching. So it just help us keep the show going and that kind of thing. So listen, we're going to sign off. Herschel's going to show us some commercials, and Bill, you got 2 more minutes here. Well, that's good. I'm hoping we can have a good trip, Bill, tomorrow night.
I do too, son. It'd be, if we have a good one, it'll be a good one. I always enjoy being up there with you, and we'll give them a fit.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to have a good trip, but I hope them fish wants to cooperate.
Yeah.
For sure. So we're planning on going back to North there tomorrow night while the moon's out, and before this rain moves in Saturday night, and we might let Mike go with us. Bill.
That's right. Yeah, I got to have him, son. Yes, sir.
All right. Folks, God bless you. See you next week.
What have you, remember, they've got these truck cars here. They're stacked up overhead high. I mean, just hundreds of them. So don't forget that. And you specialty tires, your ATVs, lawn tractors, skid steers. They've got about... there ain't no doubt about it. He's got any kind of tires you're looking for, and if they don't have it, they can get it for you, I guarantee you. But they've got a bunch of different tires here in stock, and make sure you think of them if you need some tires. Folks, showing you just a few more of these tires. I'm telling you, there's a warehouse full of tires here. Also, right here, we got these trailer tires, and I'm out of that 100 that he ordered. I don't see very many left. I was told he was going to get some more. So, if you're still needing those trailer tires, utility boat trailer tires, folks, right here be a good chance you get a good price on them, and they're nice tires. So, remember Tim's Tire, and if you're needing tires of any kind or any size, give them a shout. Thank you.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Rodney and Kay Harback invite everyone to come on over to Rome Street Grill to experience a pleasant dining experience with them. Rodney knows how important it is to get folks back to work after lunch, so they have a speedy lunch at Rome Street Grill. They will get you in and get you out. Every day they have a special at lunch or order off the menu. So go visit the fine folks at Rome Street Grill. Call them at 865-285-6025. That's Rome Street Grill, across from Jerry Duncan Ford in Harriman. Call them at 865-285-6025.